Hello YouTube, I am Joe. Today we will talk about the Drill Doctor. This thing is available in many different flavors, if you will, starting with like the 500 series and moving up to this. I think there's even a smaller one yet. They start under $100, the medium version's like $110, and this one's $149 off of Amazon. I can't say enough positive things about this unit. The only thing that's a little tough is getting used to its quirks of how to use it. But once you have that figured out, this is the most amazing tool you'll have in your shop because you can go from a dull drill to razor sharp and ready to go in no time. And if you think about it, drill bits are one of the most used tools in a shop, but most shops don't have a way to sharpen them. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, I do mine on a bench grinder. Well, I understand that. I do too sometimes. But the thing that I couldn't do is put a split point on. And a split point is when the tip here turns into a cutting edge instead of something to smear. So it's coming in and making a nice mark here and another one here, and now this cuts. See, that part you can't do on a regular bench grinder. You'd have to come back and do a secondary operation, file on it, another pass of a moto tool, something. That's why I think everybody really deserves this thing. If you can afford it, it's the best thing since sliced bread, because once the front of the drill bit can actually cut, your holes become very different very quickly. This is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. Let's see how it works. Now, to show you how well this works, you should be able to see the tip of that drill pretty good, and that the fact that it's almost razor sharp. You can see a little light glinting off the leading edge of this cutter right here. Oh, look, you can see more now. Okay, that's what you don't want to see in a drill, is that leading edge looking like it's very dull, like that. All right, so we're going to see how to not only sharpen that back up, but we're going to split point the front of this and do things right. Let's see how that works. So you start by just making this collar semi-loose, just so that your drill can lightly turn in here but doesn't have any slop. You open up these jaws here, and you insert with these ribs facing up. I put a white line on it so you can see much easier what I'm talking about. And I insert into the 118. You can go plus and you can go minus depending upon how your drill bit is. But we're not going to worry about that for now, because this is more or less the standard way it would be going into there. Okay? So what you're going to do is just hold on to your drill bit, open this up, insert this in. It's aligned with the 118. You can see it in there. And then when you let go of these, you're trying to make sure that it's locking onto the flutes, the side of the flutes of the drill. All right? Once it locks on, carefully put a little load in while you just give it a light snug. Don't tighten it. And then you release your clamps, slowly take it out, and now you want to give it a more firm tightening. Now it's as simple as this. When you insert this, I've put marks on here for the high point of the cam. Now they didn't do that, but this is pretty important to the way I do this. If you mark where the high point of this cam is, and I'm saying this lobe here, if you mark where that is, exactly where the high point is, when you insert this and it's running, you're not going to hear as you're inserting it into the stone. All right? People would say, well, why are you inserting it while it's running? Well, it's just something I guess I do. Bottom line, if you make that mark on there, it won't be touching that stone right now when you turn it on. You won't have a gouge in it. So your next thing you're going to do is you're going to put a very light load forward. You see this rocking motion here? Just allow that slight forward motion with your hand to follow along this curve. And here's what that looks like in real time. Now this is going to be a little noisy, so turn down your headphones, turn down whatever you need to. I have to show you how nice this works in real time so you guys can see how this is done. Okay? Let's begin. Notice how it's always, well, maybe you can't see that it's always coming back to that white line when I stop. Okay, you're supposed to do that an even amount of numbers. And you can see already that is just razor sharp. Absolutely razor sharp. The relief angle is proper. And the relief angle is when you see the skirt of the drill here, you're going to notice it comes up and goes down. That means your leading edge, your cutting edge, is slightly higher than the rest of the drill which has been relieved. Good stuff. Next, here's the cool part. Here's the part that a bench grinder can't pull off. This is a guard here that keeps sparks from flying out. So you put that back in there. And then this port has to do with splitting the point on the drill, and I'm going to show you that. You line up the red with the actual red over here, and again, you're going to hear a little noise, but watch how this is done. I'm not just going to crank this in there because it's going to overheat the drill. So you're going to want to do a little heat soaking. In, pull back, wait a little bit, in, pull back, so that there's air going past that diamond. If you're close to it and it's off there, there's air between there actually cooling. So let's see how that works. You see what that's doing to that drill tip? Now that's a very nice split there. So then you turn it 180 degrees so your other red lines up. And you start to play the same game with this side. But the difference in how this will drill next is it's crazy. Every drill on the market should be a split tip. But we didn't have this technology years ago. They didn't really know about it. This is fairly new. I don't know how many years, 20, 15. Now you want to look at your tips and see if the front grind in the middle is the same. Pretty close. And there you have it. A perfectly split tip. And you can see now that right here, this is a cutting edge. And over here is a cutting edge. So now when you even twist this on your finger, you can feel it digging in and wanting to cut your finger with just the tiniest bit of pressure and light turning. And that'll center itself instantly on a center punch or on a piece of wood versus walking all over the place. Also on steel, it will want to drill immediately versus walking everywhere because that has been split. You guys let me know what you think. Take care.